Hello everyone, and welcome to another video update. I know we haven't had many of these, and that's because nothing's been going on. But now that we're approaching closer to the departure date, there's a couple things that I want you guys to keep in mind and to be updated on. So first off, asking for donations. So I know a lot of people have been having trouble with asking for donations because we have to we have to ask for donations in a certain manner where people are most likely to donate. And so previously, in the past, and even today, a lot of people ask relatives and donors if they could donate money for them to go on a trip, to go, like, let's say, travel to Honduras or Nicaragua or Ghana. And then donors are like, what for? Oh, so we could help, and they say, so we could help the people of those countries. And so then donors get the idea that they're kind of paying for you to have a trip, or they're kind of paying for you to go on this volunteer mission. And they're like, why should I pay for this when you're the one who wants to embark on this mission? And so while it's true that your airfare gets covered through their donations, that's just a small part of it. And so the way you want to ask for donations is to basically explain where it is that their funds are going to and the change that their money is going to make. So for example, how I would pitch it is I would say, hey, my name is Jesus and I belong to an organization called Global Medical Brigades. Throughout the year, we raise money so that that money could be used for paying the expenses of medical professionals in developing countries and for the medicine of people who otherwise wouldn't have access to medication. Then I would explain a little bit more about our mission and explain how their contribution would be able to make a change. You could tell them that by them donating, they're giving someone life because their money is going to purchase medications and for them to see doctors that they otherwise would not have seen if it wasn't for this organization. So that's something that you want to keep in mind. We want to stay away from saying, hey, would you pay for me to go somewhere? Because that's not the entirety of it. And so our previous president from last year, she wrote a letter, and the letter basically asked people for donations. And so I'm gonna send you guys this letter and go ahead and read over it. This is how you kind of want to ask for donations. I've modified the letter so it has instructions on how people could donate towards your account. Feel free to use this letter. Just put your name on it and send it to whoever you'd like. The letter right here on the screen, on the PowerPoint, has a picture. The picture is not included in the letter that I sent you guys because some of you have gone on previous brigades and you may want to put your picture on there. And there's other pictures that you may want to use that have more like action or kind of convey what we're doing. We have plenty of those on our Facebook site. You can find some on Google. Just Google Global Medical Brigades Nicaragua, or go towards the website and find pictures that you may want to use that donors may appeal to. And so, since we are approaching closer to the departure date, I just want to make sure that you guys are on top of your fundraising. And here are some ideas. I really have benefited from making a donation box. So what I did is I went on Amazon and I purchased a donation box like the one seen on the screen. And I just went ahead and plastered a whole bunch of pictures of my experience on my previous brigade. And then I went and took this box and I put it in my mom's business. And so far, a lot of people have been donating towards the cause that way. And so I encourage you guys to maybe invest in a donation box like this, put pictures, and take it with you wherever you go. Show people what it is that they're doing, and you more likely get donations that way. You could also go to local businesses and ask them if you could leave your box there, and maybe that may generate some revenue. There's also the chocolate fundraiser that is still going on. You could do the same thing. You could go ahead and you could plaster pictures of your experience or other people's experiences or just our mission and organization, and people will be more compelled to donate that way, because once they see what it is that we're doing, they're like, okay, you know what, I might as well buy a chocolate if it's gonna help someone else in another country. And if you are struggling with fundraising, just let me know. I could contact you to our fundraising coordinator and we could talk about things that we could do and other ways you could raise that money. And then the most important part that I wanted to cover is airfare. We're gonna start booking airfare the first week of April, which is exciting because we're just one step closer. But we're all gonna be traveling as a group. If you guys decide that you don't want to travel with us and you want to travel on your own, let me know ahead of time and we could coordinate something. However, I just want to let you know that if you do decide to do that and you have any flight deviations from the group, you will have to pay an additional $100 charge because the organization will have to like hire people to go and pick you up, and they have to hire a hotel if you arrive at certain hours. So it's best if we all travel as a group, but I know, of course, sometimes things don't happen the way that we want them to. So just let me know as soon as possible. And if you've donated your $250, booking your airfare should be no problem. But I want you to I'll talk about that later. And then after we have booked flights, we're gonna get into the process of getting passports. For some of you, you already have passports, so don't worry about it. But for those of you that don't, that's what we're gonna be working on afterwards. And since we are traveling to another country, you want to take safety precautions. Go ahead, and the sooner the better. They say that vaccines are the most effective if you take them a month before you travel. So contact your doctors and traveling nurses about what they recommend for you to go out there. Some doctors and travel nurses recommend anti-malarials. Others recommend certain vaccines. Whatever it is that your doctor recommends for you, make sure that you go ahead and see them ahead of time. And according to the CDC and Global Brigades, some of the vaccines that they recommend are hepatitis A, B, typhoid, along with your routine vaccinations. Also, keep in mind that a lot of people do become motion sick or get motion sickness, and some get diarrhea. So plan ahead, whatever you need, pills for motion sickness or like anti-diuretics. So there's that. Also, for empowered accounts, um, this website where we allocate all the funds, sometimes when people donate and they don't put the routing number correctly, or sometimes the bank rejects it because something wasn't input right, the website will show that there was a donation, and then later on that donation will have been voided. So make sure that the amount that people have donated and the amount that you have put into your account is always reflected under your picture where it says how much you've raised. And if you know that you should have more money in your account, let me know, and then we could work something out. All right, but let me know as soon as possible. Also, I would encourage you to go ahead and put a picture on your empowered account so that when people are donating towards your account, they don't make any mistakes like putting it to the general donations account, so they could just see your picture and just press donate, and then boom, it's that easy. Also, I would encourage you to do so you get to see some of the people that will be going on this brigade with you beforehand. Um, all right, and then pretty soon we're gonna have a face-to-face meeting for those of you that can. Um, come to face-to-face meetings, please, please, please fill out the doodle poll so that we can coordinate a time that is convenient for everyone. I know there's people from SoCal coming along, and if whenever we all have to meet, we may have to do something like maybe online, or we're on like Google Hangouts so we can all see each other. But I would like to have more in-person meetings. In order to do so, I have to know your availability. So please fill this out. And with that said, if you have any questions or if you need anything from me, just feel free to go ahead and reach out to me, text me, whatever it is. Thank you. You guys have a great spring break. Hopefully very productive in the fundraising area.